So here is turmeric, one of the most powerful anti-inflammatory spices today. Some of you may have come across it. It's been in existence for several years, but I remember vividly that about 13 years ago, not much was known about this very herb. I personally didn't know much then. So, but recently, as a result of awareness and several research going on, we've got to know a lot about this very spice. That is one of the top spices that you should be having in your kitchen and consuming every day. And in case you're wondering, which are the category of people that need it? Now, if you suffer frequent pains, inflammations, this is the herb you should be going for. I also came around with the sister or the junior brother of the spice, which is ginger. I always pair it together. Some say they are pairing it with black pepper, but I prefer to pair it with this very root because they are both root spice. You can see they are both dug out of the ground. So combining two of them makes a very powerful anti-inflammatory for killing off pains, reversing pains, and doing so many other, granting you so many other benefits. I have not had any, analgesic for several years. I don't have one at home, as a matter of fact. And the obvious reason is because of these two spices. You can get them in fresh versions as it is here, or you can also have the dried powder version, or you can even combine them yourself. I do that. You can combine these two spices, dried, and then also add cinnamon if you like. If you like, to make a very powerful spice for several ailments. You can use it for your soup, for your stews. You can use as tea also to enhance the taste of your meal. And who are the people that will benefit from this very spice, especially when you combine it with this? It's those that are going through pains all the time. If you I went for an event or had some activities that you suspect may require an analgesic or may cause you pain later at night, you better start taking this tea either before bedtime or immediately the activity is over. If you suffer poor blood circulation, poor digestion, liver problems, either fatty liver or whatever, if you suffer respiratory issues, you should be going for these two spices, especially the turmeric spice. If you suffer high blood pressure, it's one of the spices that you should be going for. If you suffer diabetes or you're pre-diabetic, it's one of the top anti-inflammatory. Remember that inflammation is always the forerunner or the disease that usually open door for most other ailments. And so most of them usually start with inflammations. And this anti-inflammatory is to stop those inflammations. If you have problem falling asleep or staying asleep, this is one of the spices that you should be going for. If you suffer frequent infections also, it has antibacterial properties. If you suffer yeast infection particularly, it's one of the yeast fighting foods. It's a brain food. It's a skin beautifying food, both for internal and external use. It's great for your skin. If you want to slow down your aging process, it's one of the spices you should be taking on a daily or regular basis. If you want to reduce weight, you want to burn fat in a very healthy way, it's one of the spices. Always remember to include it with ginger. Combine it with ginger, or as some would say, they prefer to combine with black pepper, but I prefer combining it with ginger. Each time I'm taking it for full absorption of the ginger, the turmeric, and the natural ingredients that occurs in it. If you are someone that is always, you when you eat food, you feel bloated. Yes, like your tummy is big. There is gas inside. It's one of the spices you should be going for to chase out the gas and to stop all that gas that normally disturb. Again, if you suffer stomach ulcer, you need to get this one too. It's one of the spices, but there is a way you take it. You don't have to take it too much. You don't have to also take it without food around, because it's going to sweep around your stomach, and before you know it, you may come running that it's causing ulcer for you. That's exactly what it does. It's an alkalining food, so it reduces acidity in the body. Some of the symptoms we complain about, saying we have stomach ulcer, some are just excess acid in the body. This is one of the food spice you should be going for. If you want to enhance the natural taste in your meal, you can also start using this spice in combination with ginger and cinnamon to add to your meal, and you will come and thank me actually. Not only will the meal taste better naturally without the addition of all those billion cubes and artificial taste enhancers, it's going to boost your immunity because it's going to serve as medicine. And so turmeric spice is one of, but I'll tell you also that you don't have to overdo it. I have seen people who blend it, yellow, drinking. Your kidney won't like it. You must take this caution, because that is my way. I always tell people the caution. Don't take too much. It's a very hot spice. And it's an anti-cancer food spice, because most of these hot spices, they ward off cancer-causing agents, because those agents will not survive rather in a very hot, warm environment. They prefer dampness, coldness. That's where they thrive. Yeast prefer dampness and coldness, where blood is not circulating properly too. But this one will stop all of that and stop pains and inflammations. And additionally, it's also a calming spice. Naturally caffeine free. That is just the beautiful side of it. It comes with no caffeine at all. But despite all these beautiful and wonderful things about the turmeric spice, don't forget, moderation remains our rule. Don't overdo it. You may start feeling signs or symptoms like it's causing ulcer for you. I've gotten that, some of reports like that, when you use it in excess and use it without food around, because it's a digestive aid naturally. It also helps tackle constipation. You can use it in this way by removing the peels, crushing it with your ginger, put in a cup. If you have cinnamon, add it. Add your boiled water. You're good to go. For those who are managing ulcer, you can add a little milk to it. Yes, you can add a little milk. If you manage to, so it still works well for those who are managing stomach ulcers. You can add honey if you like. You can add dates, whichever one, if you like. But if you're a diabetic, you can also leave out all of this and just enjoy your anti-inflammatory spice, naturally caffeine-free, to ward off a lot of diseases, including reversing the aging process. If you like this message, why not hit the follow button, because I shall be coming up with more tips like this to help you stay healthy naturally.